Hmm. Okay. Oh my goodness. Hello, you guys. Right off the bat, I see some of my favorite people. Stacy, hello. Dave Cavity. How are you guys doing? Yeah, I was just reading all of your comments and I was like, yeah, I got Stacy here. And Dave, thank you so much for the compliment. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'm looking good and sounding good, Dave. Yes, thank you. Thumbs up. We are good to go, right? So Stacy says, well, I haven't been following due to researching shit work life setbacks, but I'm done being in that loop. Awesome. I totally can understand all that. It's easy to get, you know, ourselves in like a loop and a routine and that sort of thing. But you know what? I'm so glad that you guys are here, and I am just excited about this particular topic on Scorpios because it seems like everywhere I look, you guys, on social media platforms, or I hear things, at work or different places, that like it just seems like people are just so enamored and obsessed over Scorpios, and I don't understand why. Scorpios are just like everyone else. Okay. Yes, they're awesome. But they're just, a person just like the next person, so, but there's just seems to be an incredible amount of fascination surrounding Scorpios. So we are going to unpack all of that. We're going to investigate it. And I really look forward to, I think most of all, is reading some of your comments and feedback and thoughts on that. And why do you guys out there, why do you believe that people get so hung up and obsessed or just fascinated with Scorpios? Or just maybe they're obsessed, but it's not the kind of obsession you want. Maybe someone's obsessed over Scorpios, and it's because they just think that Scorpios are represent like the doom and gloom and that sort of thing. Some people do get obsessed for all the wrong reasons. So I believe there is a healthy obsession, as long as you don't take it too far, of course, and start causing people harm. But yeah, I think that there's just everything that I have researched, and just, of course, my life experience plays a part in this. It's just, there's always like whispers, about Scorpios. Scorpios are so secretive. They're always lying because they're secretive, and they look at you that certain way with that death stare, and they're spooky. And it's just like, really, you guys, it's not that bad, you guys. It's like, I think there's so much over exaggeration surrounding Scorpios, and we're really gonna try to clear that up and set the record straight. Just make sure my eyes are like, okay, yeah. So anyways, we have Rob Smiley in the house. Hello, Rob. How are you doing? We have James. I'm just gonna call you James. Let's see, what do you guys all have to say about this before I jump into it? I don't know about the obsession part. Really? You're not sure about that? Okay, that's cool. Rob Smiley says I have the best bedazzled hats. Yeah, I like my bling bling. This one I haven't had a chance to finish creating because I really want to I'm not sure what I'm going to do, like a dragon or whatever up here, but I haven't finished designing this one. I've just got the bling on the bill here, so I hope you guys can see it. But I love designing hats. Yeah, they're usually very blingy. And like you say, Rob, bedazzled. So yeah, we got King Capri. Hello. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are all having a great day. And just think about that question that I asked you. What do you guys all believe is the reason why There's so much fascination and obsession over Scorpios. And I'm not saying that it's just other signs. I think Scorpios are obsessed with themselves and not in a bad way. I believe that Scorpios are definitely a lot more interested in learning about themselves because they're so intense, okay? Because of the fact that they are incredibly deep, incredibly just extremely passionate. Like everything is to an extreme. And that kind of just, it used to bother the heck out of me. Like I have all this extreme intense energies and I'm black and white, but I'm an extreme black and white and all that sort of thing. And I always was just like, why am I this way? Like I was obsessed with trying to figure it out. I had no idea about my natal birth chart when I was a child. Gosh, I didn't even realize what my zodiac sign was until I was probably in my early 20s before I even cared about all of that. But yeah, you guys, we got King Capri rocking the house. We got Love Bugs. Hello, hello. We have some awesome people here. Waterbearer, hello. Waterbearer, can you please remind me what you would like me to call you? I'm actually writing down. I have it on a notepad here. Okay, so I really want to get your names right. So I'm going to write down the name you would like me to use when addressing you. So anyways, yeah, Waterberry, I'm so glad you're here. Rob Smiley says Scorpios are mysterious and it makes people intrigued. Yeah, definitely. And I think the reason why Scorpios like have that mysterious vibe going on and that magnetism and all that is because they're not the one that's prattling on and talking and being the loud, boisterous one in the crowd. They're the ones that sit back and are quiet and observe everybody very quietly. They're almost like the Black Panther, like that's what I liken a Scorpio to, is like a Black Panther. They're just so stealthy. They're black. They blend in with the environment. They love the darkness. You don't hear them coming. They're just, and Black Panthers are very mysterious. So that's kind of like how I see a Scorpio, is like a Black Panther. You won't ever see them or hear them coming. And that Black Panther will be stalking you and observing you like years before you even realize that they're even there, like right there in the corner in the in the background. So yeah, that's how Scorpios are. And people are intrigued with things that they can't quite see and figure out. That's what I think a lot of that is. But that's just a little bit of what I want to talk about, you guys. Ross Molly says, I like Black Panthers. It works for me. Yeah. Well, it could be any of the cats, because cats in general, whether it's a cougar, or just a house cat. I mean, my gosh, I have a house cat. I only have one, and she is a beautiful cat with blue eyes. And half the time, well, I would say, okay, more than half the time. Okay, let's be real. I say like 90% of the time is more like it. She comes down here. I don't even know. I don't hear her. She's ate a full bowl of food, gone back upstairs into her own bedroom, because she is so spoiled. She has her own bedroom and own pad, and she's got so much. I spoil that cat. And I don't even know that happened, that she came down, ate, with a dog. Oh my gosh, you can hear their nails. You can hear their tap dancing, and they always got to have attention. And, if you don't hear a dog, you're going to feel a dog, because they'll be up in your lap, or barking or something. But with cats, oh my gosh, you just don't know. And see, that's how I see a Scorpio. And that's not bad, you guys. I say the cats are the perfect weapon. Literally, like, yeah, they're just, I've watched my cat, and oh my gosh, the agility, the mobility, the speed, the fact that she's so stealthy, it's just amazing. Like, she's the perfect weapon. And that's how I see a Scorpio, as a perfect weapon. They're just like a cat. So anyways, so Lovebug says okay, you have 3 cats. Awesome. Yeah. I'm allergic to cats, you guys, but this cat chose me. I had just lost my dog that I had raised since he was 8 weeks old. I love that dog. He was the best dog ever, had the best spirit. And I still mourn that dog. I still mourn my dog, but he passed away. My dog passed away. This cat came out of nowhere, you guys. I didn't go buy this cat. I didn't go, no, it came out of nowhere, literally. And it came to me. There was all these people in the neighborhood it could have gone to, tons of kids, tons of people all over the neighborhood. It walked right up to me and was rubbing on me, wanted my attention and all that sort of thing. And it wouldn't let anybody else touch her. Nobody else could touch this cat. And still to this day, I'm basically the only person she's ever let touch her. And she loves my touch. So, but she chose me. And I'm allergic to cats, you guys. I've never had cats before. I've always been a dragon person. I mean, a dog person. So yeah, anyways. But yeah, she's a beautiful cat. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this. And let's kind of unpack why it is everyone is so fascinated and obsessed with Scorpios. Okay. And Stacey says, cat lover here. We adopted a dog 2 months ago. Yeah, I think they're both great. I love animals. I'm more of a bird person, actually, and a dragon person. But I love German shepherds and wolves and dragons and stuff like that. But I love my cat. She chose me. So how can I not love her? Anyway, so Lancelot. Hello, Lancelot. I'm glad I waited until I jumped into this. Yeah, look at all the activity. Good day, Lance. You know what? I'm just going to call you Lance because the rest of it is just kind of redundant. It's not necessary. So Lance. Yeah, so how are you doing, Lance? And yeah, there's a lot of activity. I'm so excited. Like, you guys have no idea. I used to go live like over a year ago, and I was trying to go live as often as I could back then. I was really busy back then. But oh my gosh, I'd get so disappointed. I'd get on here and I'd be like, maybe 3, maybe 4 people tops would show up. And I'm like, man, I'm wasting my time. But then there would be more views afterwards. Like people would see it afterwards. But I'm like, I want the interaction. You know, I want that interaction with my audience. I want us to get to know each other. But most importantly, I want us to learn from each other. And if you guys have questions, boom, you know, you can ask me questions like on the spot, you know, like directly. So anyways, yeah. So now I look at my live streams and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have more than 4 people. I get so, I'm stoked, you guys. I'm even at a loss for words sometimes. I get so excited. I can't even speak. I'm just like, okay, this word. Okay, I'm going to get this word out. So yeah, I'm stoked, you guys. Sometimes I can't even breathe. I'm like, I got more than 4 people. And it's real enthusiasm too. I'm just like a little 2-year-old sometimes, you guys. I just don't believe in like aging. You know, I stay young at heart. I love to play. I was just I go walking at a school and I was playing on the playground. You guys, you should have seen me. It was just anyways, let's get into this before I get sidetracked on playing. So yeah, I want to stay young at heart. I love you guys. And I just ask you to do me one big favor. Hold off on your questions until after I'm done. And then, of course, please put your questions in caps. So it makes it easier for me to see the questions, okay? Because as you can see, I have to wear these sometimes when I'm reading. I don't need to wear them like when I'm driving, thank goodness. But yeah, sometimes I do need help with my vision. I love you guys. So let's go ahead and let's figure this out together. And so, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to get one more little drink. And let's do this. So have you ever noticed something really fascinating, like the stance every zodiac sign has fans, and Scorpio has an entire fandom. And people don't just ask, what's a Scorpio like? They ask, why can't I stop thinking about that Scorpio that I just met at the gym the other day? Or why did they stare at me like that? Like they know my internet search history, or why did they disappear for 3 days and then text me like nothing even happened? Well, guess what, my dragon flames? We are diving real deep into why everyone seems completely obsessed with Scorpio, including Scorpios. And trust me, this isn't just modern astrology hype. You see, the ancient astrologers had something to say about all this. So check this out. In ancient esoteric astrology, well, they noticed that like thousands of years ago, they noticed all of that, okay? Even the Hellenistics and the Greeks and the Egyptians all noticed it. And so the medieval astrologers also associated Scorpio with hidden knowledge. They associated with transformation and death and rebirth and secrets. They associated with the unseen world. Now, in ancient esoteric traditions, Scorpio wasn't viewed as simply emotional. They were viewed as like the guardian of mysteries. You know, the sign standing between the visible world and the invisible one. I don't know about you, but personally speaking, that's a pretty intimidating job description, right? They're basically the Zodiac's undercover detectives, the psychologists, the therapists, and the FBI agents. Oh, and a magician, all rolled up into one amazing being. Now, here's where it gets a little bit interesting. You see, Scorpio has 2 ruling planets, depending, of course, on the astrological tradition that you are using. So in ancient astrology, Scorpio was ruled entirely by Mars. Now in modern astrology, well, of course, they had to later assign Pluto as Scorpio's co-ruler. Now, when you combine Mars's aggressive, intense energies with Pluto's death and rebirth energies, you don't simply get someone who's passionate. You get a Scorpio that possesses controlled intensity wrapped inside silence. Now, Mars says, let's take action. Pluto says, let's do it very quietly. Mars wants to win the battle, but Pluto wants to understand why the battle existed in the first place. Mars is the soldier, the leader. Pluto is a strategist hiding in the shadows, reading everyone's psychological instructional manual before anyone else even realizes there was a game being played. Okay. Now, that kind of combination creates a personality that almost seems supernatural to people who don't understand what's happening beneath the surface of every Scorpio. And these energies, like Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising placements. Okay, now let's just start with Mars, because like ancient astrologers knew something like many people forget in today's era. Mars doesn't just represent anger. Mars represents survival and courage and willpower. It governs over instincts and calculated action. Now, Aries, the other Mars-ruled sign, expresses Mars like outwardly. If Aries gets mad, congratulations, everyone within a 3-mile radius now knows all about their anger. But Scorpio, oh, you will get a completely different story. You see, Scorpio internalizes Mars energies. So imagine, if you will, a volcano wearing a business suit. On the outside, everything looks put together and very calm. But on the inside, that Scorpio, you have brewing, churning, a very fervent, deadly magma, like lots of magma. So that's why Scorpios often appear so calm during situations that make everyone else panic. Okay? They're already calculating 10 possible outcomes while everyone else is still trying to figure out what just happened. Now, check this out, you guys. So when Pluto enters the picture, Pluto is named after the Roman god of the underworld, corresponding to the Greek god Hades. Contrary to popular myth, Hades wasn't the devil. He ruled what was hidden beneath the earth, things that are buried, the unseen world, valuable and transformational type of places, okay? Now, if you journey into the underworld, you're going to see symbols of like spiritual initiation. The lesson wasn't about like punishment. It was about transformation. Now, Scorpio inherits this symbolism like beautifully because many Scorpios seemed destined to reinvent themselves like several times throughout life. They lose careers, relationships, and identities. They lose beliefs and somehow emerge so much stronger every single time. While most folks might be saying to themselves, golly gosh, my life is completely over. Woe is me. But most Scorpios will quietly say internally, interesting. I guess we're evolving again. Now let's answer the $1 million question. So yes, $1 million is on the line here. So anyways, why are Scorpios so difficult to read? The answer isn't because they're trying to confuse people. It's because their emotional processing happens internally before it ever reaches their face. And most people experience like an emotion and immediately display it. Scorpio experiences the emotion, they'll dissect it, question where it came from, and then wonder whether it's useful. They'll file it away, and then maybe, just maybe, you'll get a tiny eyebrow action. Now imagine, if you will, trying to read someone's face who has been replaced with a high security bank vault. Oh, that's a Scorpio for you, okay? Their poker face deserves its own Olympic medal. No joke here, you guys. Now, let me share with you, my dragon pups, a funny example of what I'm trying to convey here. So let's say Scorpio wins the lottery. Most signs would scream and dance about. They'll call their family members, update their Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and probably tell the cashier at the store all about it. But a Scorpio might simply just blink twice and say, that's nice. Meanwhile, inside their brain, they're already figuring out taxes, their investments, strategies, trust funds, escape routes, and which cousin suddenly becomes suspiciously friendly next week. You would never know they just became a millionaire because outwardly they still look like they're deciding what brand of toothpaste they want to buy next. Now imagine, just for a nano minute, this Scorpio becomes furious with someone. An Aries might yell. A Leo might make a dramatic speech worthy of an Academy Award. Gemini may argue until everyone forgets what the original argument was really about. But a Scorpio, well, they will get quieter. And honestly, that's the terrifying part. Because when Scorpio becomes unusually silent, people start confessing crimes that they didn't even commit. They say to a Scorpio, look, I know I ate your leftovers like 3 months ago. I'm really sorry, like really, really sorry. Meanwhile, Scorpio hasn't said one word about it. They're just simply observing you. And honestly, silence becomes their loudest language. So check this out. Ancient astrologers believed Scorpio possessed extraordinary powers of observation because Mars sharpened awareness while Pluto uncovered hidden motives. Now, whether or not you believe astrology, like in literal terms, it is true that many people with strong Scorpio placements are described as highly perceptive and intuitive. They notice the tiniest changes in your tone of voice, your facial expressions. They'll notice your body language is different, your word choice is different, your energies are definitely different, and your inconsistencies and your stories are different. Now, often they'll know all of that. They'll know when someone's lying and they'll finish the sentence, okay? It's a pattern. To them, it's pattern recognition, okay? Their brain is basically running detective software 24 hours a day, Okay, like 24/8. I kid you not, you guys. This is exactly why people become so obsessed and fascinated with Scorpios. Like human beings are naturally curious about mysteries, right? I know I am. Now, when someone reveals everything like immediately, the curiosity disappears. They become boring. Scorpio reveals information like in layers, like an onion. Every conversation feels like opening another locked door. People think that they figured out Scorpio, then suddenly discover another completely unexpected side to them. It's like watching a movie where every plot twist creates 3 new plot twists. And most folks leave wondering, wait, who are they really? And you know what? That's exactly what keeps people totally fascinated with Scorpios. That's my opinion, at least. Now, there's another ancient symbol connected to Scorpio that many people tend to overlook. So get this. In esoteric traditions, well, they often describe Scorpio as having like 3 levels of evolution. Like the first level is a scorpion level, the second level is an eagle, and then one of the final evolutions is a phoenix. And I call this the phoenix transformation. The scorpion represents survival and defensiveness and emotional intensity. Now, the eagle rises above emotional chaos and gains perspective, right? And they see far away, they see beyond ordinary vision. Now, finally comes the phoenix, which is a legendary bird that it is reborn from its own ashes, and it symbolizes like profound transformation and spiritual renewal. This wasn't originally about predicting personality. It was illustrating the soul's capacity to evolve through hardships. Now, like every challenge becomes another opportunity for rebirth and transformation. And that explains why many Scorpios don't run from difficult experiences. They run like headfirst into them because somewhere deep inside, a Scorpio understands that pressure creates transformation and growth and spiritual growth. It's like life hands Scorpios lemons, and they don't make lemonade. They somehow like invent an entirely new citrus fruit that nobody has ever seen before. Like other signs may ask themselves, why is this happening to me? But you can count on most Scorpios eventually asking themselves, like internally, what is this teaching me? And honestly, that mindset often creates extraordinary resilience. Oh, let's not forget Scorpio's famous death stare. You know the one, okay? It's the stare that makes people suddenly remember that they have unpaid library books from like 1998. Now, check this out. Scientists haven't officially studied it yet, but I am convinced Scorpio's eye contact increases heart rates by at least 15% or more. Like, for example, a Scorpio can look at someone for like 5 seconds, and the other person will like start questioning every life decision that they've ever made. They'll ask themselves, do they know something incriminating about me? Guarantee heart rate is elevated. They may ask themselves, did I leave my stove on when I left my RV this morning? Heart rate soars through the roof, right? Or they may ask themselves, am I a drama queen or king at work? Heart rate definitely raises, right? Now, with all that being said, you need to know the honest truth here. So here it is. You see, most Scorpios are simply wondering whether or not they want to eat out at Taco John's or like order Chinese takeout. I kid you not, most folks read way more into a Scorpio's death stare than they need to, okay? So why is everyone truly obsessed with Scorpios? Do you all know? If you know, please share it in the chat box. I like read all of your comments. I kid you not. So anyways, everyone, in my humble opinion, seems to be like completely obsessed with Scorpios because like mystery captures the imagination. Mars like gives Scorpios courage without unnecessary noise. Pluto gives them like depth without constant explanation. And get this, ancient esoteric astrology viewed Scorpio as the keeper of hidden wisdom, the keeper of transformation and psychological insights. So, they rarely chase attention. Yet attention somehow chases Scorpios. They don't reveal every chapter of their story on the first page. And in a world where almost everyone shares everything, like instantly, Scorpio remains one of the few signs that still feels like an unopened book. So maybe that's the real secret. People aren't, obsessed because Scorpios are just trying to be mysterious. I would say they're obsessed because there's a genuine mystery, there. Anyways, Scorpio reminds us that sometimes the most powerful person in a room isn't the loudest or the bossy one. To be honest here, it's the quiet one, like Scorpio, who's already figured out everyone else while they're still trying to figure out Scorpio. What do y'all think about that? Am I onto something here? Please share with me in the chat, why you think people, including yourselves, are so obsessed and fascinated with Scorpios. This really is going to be fun, you guys. I really can't wait to read the chat and see what you guys have come up with, because honestly, I really believe that there's just too much fantasy surrounding Scorpios. Like people just dramatize way too much and look more into Scorpios than need to be. But anyways, the fascination is definitely real, you guys. So you know what? Let's check the chat because I want to see who's rocking the chat now. I want to read what you guys think. Okay, so let's do this. Get my glasses on so I can actually read the chat. You guys, I'm gonna have to, I don't know what happened to my lipstick. This is starting to you guys, you didn't even tell me. I don't know what happened there. There's something, a little spot lipstick right there. I must have been when I was drinking. Anyways, it's all good, you guys. Hold on, I'm gonna wipe my hands. I just spilled a little bit of my orange juice. Oopsie daisy. Okay. We're back in business. Got my lips squared away. Okay. All right, you guys, let's see here. Now, if you have any questions for me, what's going on? I don't even wear cover up. Anyways, please put them in all caps for me. I really appreciate it. It just helps me see the question. It stands out a lot more visibly to me, and I need all the help I can get. So, and I really just don't want to miss your questions, you guys. I seriously don't. So I'm going way back up. Oh my gosh, the chat was just going and scrolling down oh my, I have to go way back. Okay, so I'm getting close now, you guys. Just bear with me. I want to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, let's see if there's anything about this. Bob Smiley says he likes German Shepherds and Huskies. Okay. Stacy says your channel will grow. Yes, thank you, Stacy. I love the positive vibes and feedback. It actually has grown, you guys. It has grown so much faster than I even realized, because there was times where I was getting discouraged. I was actually making 3 to 5 videos a week, even way back then, even with all the chaos that was going on in my life. I was still being consistent, and I just wasn't seeing, at times I wasn't seeing the activity, but then boom, some of my videos would start popping off and I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? So yeah, it has definitely grown, you guys. And it's all because of you. It's all because of you guys. You guys get the credit here. I mean, I show up and deliver, but you guys have to be here to receive what I have to offer. And if you guys are loyal and stick around, then yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, the growth is definitely there, you guys. And I'm jazzed. I'm just jazzed. And we're here dancing in my seat. But yeah, I can't wait to see how much further it grows. We got Lance saying, I am well. How you doing? I have been so busy. Last Friday was release day for ZGT, one of my bands. Yeah, that's so exciting. You got to be so stoked about that. I'm definitely going to have to I have to check that out. That sounds so cool. And congratulations, you guys, Lance, on that, because that is just like, wow. That is just so awesome. Ross says you coordinate outfits with your eye colors. I can't help but notice. Oh yeah, right. But I don't always wear blue. My eyes are blue. If you guys haven't noticed in my thumbnails. Forever says, ha, Rob, you are a charmer. Yeah. Forever. Yeah, I think that's awesome, Lance. That's a huge congratulations. Like, yes, I'm excited for you. And I definitely need to check out your band. I gotta check that out. I'm so curious. Okay. Rob pays a very close attention to details, right? Yeah, definitely. Blue eyes, blue outfit, blue hat. Yeah. Blue is my favorite color. And honestly, you guys, I have made myself buy other colors, because if I didn't, my whole entire wardrobe, everything around me would be blue. Like literally, I have my car is blue. I want my house to be blue, the one I'm going to buy in the future. I want the roof to be blue. I want like blue everything with black. Okay, I love black too. Blue and black. But yeah, thank you for noticing. It's nice to know that people are paying attention to me. Hot-headed and cold-hearted. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to be looking for what you guys think is the reason why people are so obsessed with Scorpios. What is the fascination, do you believe? I mean, I gave you, I shared with you what I believe it is. Okay, based on my experiences. And I have got a lot of experiences. Okay. Rob Smiley, I trust none of my cousins. Lance says, I like to do directs and smoke while I'm busy getting things done with less interference. Okay. Rob says, I speak the language of love. Joy says, Scorpios don't do casual people. That's why we are usually private. Yeah, exactly. And that you made a really good point, Joy. You really did, because that is so true. That's how I am. Like, I'm just not going to be having casual surface level conversations. And when I would go to work and stuff, I was there to work. I wasn't there to conversate about whatever might be playing on Netflix or whatever. You know, I wasn't there to talk about the weather and stupid stuff like that. Like, people would gather at like the time clock. I don't know if you guys you might be able to relate with this, but like people would like congregate at the time clock, and they'd be talking about whatever's on Netflix and stupid shit, and I'll be off over here just be like, oh my god, let's go, you know. And I'm like, I was never a part of that, you know, but I was always in a leader position. People really looked up to me. Not like back in school and stuff, you guys, you know, I was well liked, but I was also like bullied too, because I was so quiet. I didn't like to conversate. People were gossiping, like kids and people gossip. I'm like, I want nothing to do with that gossip. If you have nothing nice to say about somebody, you need to keep your dang mouth shut, period. Because you're cursing, you're casting spells on people when you talk shit about them. You know, I don't care if you don't like the way someone looks. Keep that crap to yourself. You know, like seriously. You know, because of like if someone does something that I don't like and it really like they've done something like that really is disrespectful and wronged me, I will talk to them directly. I'm not going to gossip about them behind their back and go, oh my gosh, did you hear what Tammy Sue said about Paula Dean over here? I mean, I wouldn't be doing that crap. I never was no, I just can't. No, I'm the quiet one observing. I know who I can trust, who I can't. If I have nothing nice to say, I don't say it. If my mouth opens, it's always to say something uplifting about someone, period. So yeah, you made a really good point, Joy. So I just went off on a tangent, you guys. I'm sorry about that. To forgive me. Sometimes I do. Like, I do all my talking in my live shows, and the rest of the time during my life, I'm quiet, like really quiet, like a cat. Don't even know I'm around. So forever, let's see. Lance says, I entertain myself. What is around that corner? Also, the infinity symbol is the true symbol of Scorpio. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, like immortality. Because I've always said, like, maybe you guys are like this too. You can let me know. But like when I was like 17, I always was like, I'm immortal. I am forever young. I'm not going to age. I'm not going to die. So, Rosalind, I absolutely love lemonade, but I still want mixed flavors to create something entirely new. Yeah. James says, I get tired of the lessons. King Capri. Your emojis are funny. Lance is a Mobius. Round we go. All sides are one. Joy, facts. Many people have asked me why I look at them like that. Yeah. It's so interesting. Like I'll give that death stare either when I want to just end you or or eat you. And like when I've dated Scorpio men, they look at me that way and I'm just like, I know that look. Oh my gosh. But it's not, I know that's what I call it, you guys. But yeah. I love that Scorpio stare. It is so intense. I know it's intense when I give it, and I know it's intense when I receive it. There is no other stare in the world like it. I absolutely love it. I just love the Scorpio death stare. You know, whether I'm giving it or someone's giving it to me, I think it's just like, yeah, game on. But to me, it's like, yeah, when I'm when I really just want to destroy someone, like not so much now, you guys. I'm a completely different person, but like back in the day, like when I wanted to destroy someone or I wanted them, like I wanted to eat them, like yeah, they would get that look. I wouldn't say a word. It was all in my eyes and that stare, you guys. So yeah. Keenan Groovy, hello, Keenan Groovy. Are you new here? Yay, we've got somebody that I have not seen here before. So Keenan Groovy, you guys make him feel welcome. Say hello to Keenan. Let me see. Did you come in here like with Smile Philosophy? Hello. James. Match my eyes. Blue eye is my color also. So James, you love blue. Is that the color of your eyes? So yeah, you're saying your eyes are blue then. Yeah. Yeah. And James says he's very private, right? And see, I think that's another thing that makes Scorpios so mysterious. And then people are obsessed with the fact that Scorpios are very private, right, James? I mean, like, we're not going to be telling people our business. Seriously. I mean, once upon a time I had a Facebook, but but I was engaged to a prince. This was like, almost maybe 17 years ago or something like that. But even then I didn't like being on there, but I was on there because he was on there and we were part of a dragon court. And so the Royal Dragon Court. Anyway, so yeah, but I have actually deleted like almost all of my accounts. And the ones that I have floating about out there are ones that I totally forgot the password on and they mean nothing to me. So you guys, you probably won't see me. I think I have an Instagram account, but I only use it to like talk to my daughter. But other than that, I don't use it for anything else. I don't care about popularity and all that sort of thing. I've never been into all that. So yeah, privacy is a big thing for me. Like no one would ever know if I was poor. No one would ever know anything about my status. Like I would never tell people really important stuff. No. Yeah. I feel safe telling you guys what my favorite color is. Okay. I don't feel like that's going to threaten my life in any sort of way. So yeah, or my favorite number, I know that's not deep, but you know what? People are not going to get access to my depth. You have to earn that trust. So yeah, that's what makes Scorpios. And I think water signs in general, so mysterious. And people are like, gosh, you don't talk, you don't socialize with us over here. What is going on with you? It's like you have a target on your back because, Scorpios are private and quiet. And usually Scorpios aren't I'm saying usually here, you guys pay attention with my words. Usually Scorpios aren't gossipers. Okay. Usually. Now you have to look at the natal birth chart and look at Mercury, what's going on in Mercury, and some other aspects too, and the houses to know what's going on there in their communication. But yeah, and look at the moon sign too. But anyways, generally speaking, I don't know very many Scorpios that are gossiping. Now they will expose you if you have done them wrong. Oh, you better believe Scorpio's timing will be perfect and they will expose you. They will expose, even if it means they have to expose you on social media. They will expose you, but it'll be perfect. They will have all the receipts in order. It will be calculated. It will be the perfect strike. Okay. And that's for the Scorpios that haven't evolved. Now, Scorpios that have evolved will just let Hades take care of business. They won't even give a poop what happens, what people say. They'll just be in observer mode. They'll be too busy creating their own world. They don't care about all the petty stuff going on in the world. Once you evolve, you don't care about all that petty stuff. Rob Smiley, I've always been a popular loner. God, Rob, you your one-liners are pretty funny. Rob Smiley says laser focus with a death stare. Yeah. I when people talk to me and I've given them that, they're like, you look like you want to kill me. I'm like, no, honey, I just want to rip your clothes off and eat you alive. Got it all wrong, but you know what? If it looks like a death stare to them, then let's go with it. Stacey says, lone wolf here. Aw. Actually, that's what I call myself, as a lone wolf. So yeah, we can be lone wolves together. Except for here, we're all lone wolves together. So it's kind of like we have a pack. We have a wolf pack here of Scorpios and Scorpio energy. It's cool. Scorpio mama, hi. You know what? You're Scorpio mama, you're so much like a cat to me. It's like you slink in the chat box so quietly and stealthy, and like no one knows you're even. But Scorpio mama, I have to agree, Rob is funny for sure. Dave Cavity is very funny too at times. Dave Cavity says, very pretty love. I don't know who you're saying that to. Yeah. So yeah, like when a Scorpio issues that death stare, that means they are, like you said, Rob, dead serious. Okay. And I have to share something with you. Like, okay, so my grandma and grandpa, before they passed away, they were both Scorpios. They literally were born like 3 days apart from each other. So they were both Scorpios, born 3 days apart from each other, and they were 3 years apart in age. But they were both Scorpios nonetheless. But like when the three of us would get together, like, and I spent a lot of time with them during the summer and stuff. Like if I did something like it was annoying to my grandpa or my grandma, oh my gosh, all they had to do was just look at me with that death stare, that Scorpio death stare. And I just got myself all, it was like I stood at attention, like I was in the military. It was like, okay, I'm good now. I'm good. I'm not going to annoy you anymore. I got, it was like there was always mental telepathy going on between the three of us. I knew exactly what was going on in his mind. It was coming through his eyes, and his intense stare was like, you better knock it off, kid, or I'm going to knock your head off. I'm going to unalive you, child. And I wasn't even a bad kid, but, sometimes just little things annoyed him. So yeah, gotta love a Scorpio death stare, you guys. I love hearing your stories. You guys tell me stories about like a times that somebody gave you a Scorpio death stare. Okay, Scorpios out there, answer me this, riddle me this. You're a Scorpio, right? Has other Scorpios given you the death stare? I would like to know. Because I mean, I've had it given to me, but it wasn't in a bad way, except for my grandpa, of course, when he was, upset with me. And it didn't happen that often because I was a really good kid. But every once in a while, I was hyper, you guys. So I was like, oh, he's over. I was a hyper child. Like I was moving so fast all the time, you couldn't see me. I was like a blur over here, over here. And I just never sat. And you couldn't get me to sit down for anything. It was hard for me to even lay down. Even sleeping at night, I wouldn't even sleep. I would just flop around like a fish out of water. So yeah, I was a hyper kid, a hyper adult. Still am hyper, but not to that point. Not to that extreme like I used to be. But yeah, and so I guess that kind of annoyed my Scorpio grandpa. My Scorpio grandma, she'd be like, settle down, child. Can you just sit down or go outside? But then I was curious about everything, like I had to climb everything, jump out of it. I was constantly going, rocking and rolling, you guys. Just had too much energy. Rob Smiley said, other Scorpions always break eye contact with me during a stare down. So, okay, so you have actually had that stare down with those Scorpios, but they break the eye contact first. Yeah. I won't break eye contact when I am dead serious about something. Like if I am at that point where it's action time, it's go time, like I'm either going to eat you or end you, my eye contact won't break because I'm dead serious. But like if I'm just playing around or whatever, yeah, then my eye contact, like I can't hold eye contact unless I am like dead serious. So yeah. But yeah. So Rob Solly says, spirits calls me the owner of a lonely heart, like the song. Yeah. James says that gossip stuff sucks. Yeah, I agree, James. Gossip is just like for the birds, let the birds gossip. Okay, you guys, we're adults here. Like even in high school, oh my gosh, it drove me nuts. All the, and I'm just like, you guys sound like birds. Like, it's just, I don't know. Because all I hear is birds going at it, talking to each other constantly. They're backbiting each other, So King Capri says, my eyes are the eyes of the universe. That sounds very poetic. We got Keenan Groovy. Keenan Groovy, you chimed in, but like, where'd you go? Lovebug says, this is me in picture. I put Dave. This is me in picture. I put Dave. Okay. God don't like gossip. Right. Scorpio mama, I'm 100% on that train with you. And I'm not even religious whatsoever, but you know what? Yeah, gossip is just, to me, it's just a bunch of words that you're casting spells on people when you talk. And so I tell people, be careful what you say, not only about yourself, but about others. You're literally casting spells on yourself and others. The tongue is a wicked thing. The tongue is a wicked thing. It can bring death or life to someone, including yourself. So you stop cursing other people, you guys. That's like, people don't understand that they're putting curses on others. All that gossiping is cursing. You're cursing. And then when you talk down about yourself, you're cursing yourself too. So yeah. I actually made a video about that. I actually did make a video about that. I gave actual verses, even from the Bible, about how words can bring death or bring life. They literally, create your world. So yeah. See, Stacy says, I wear earth tones colors, but my closet is blues, blacks, army greens, morons. Okay. Dave Cavity, thank you for saying hi to Keenan. Okay, so does anyone have actually any questions for me? Anything at all about Scorpios? It can be anything related to Scorpios, or do you guys have any ideas? Do you guys have any video requests? That sort of thing. Anyways, if I'll let you guys think on those questions, and I am going to grab my notes over here because I was actually doing some extra research. I try to do as much research as I possibly can. Okay. All right. So I kind of wanted to put these, I wrote them out, like the top 10 reasons that I believe, according to my research, and not my opinion. So this isn't based on my opinion, like I was talking about earlier. This is based on like actual research. So the top 10 reasons everyone, including Scorpios, seem to be obsessed with Scorpios. Okay, so number one reason, this is what I researched, is the fact that Scorpios give that persona of mystery. Okay, so Scorpios like mysterious, and people like naturally become like completely fascinated by what they can't easily understand. And Scorpios often like reveal very little about themselves, and it literally makes others want to know more about them, you know? So yeah, that was like number one. Number two, Scorpios have an intense presence, and that is so true. And I know Scorpios, maybe you don't realize that about yourselves, but others, this is what I research, okay, feel that you have a very intense magnetic presence when other people are around you. And you probably have been told that, right? I know I've been told that. So like many people describe Scorpio as like having a very magnetic energy that can literally fill the room, okay? And it fills the room without Scorpios even saying one word. You know, they don't have to conversate. They don't have to say anything. Their energy says it all, okay? Now, number three reason that people seem to be very fascinated and obsessed with Scorpios is the fact that they're associated with transformation. So it's like Scorpios are constantly in this I wouldn't say it's a cycle because you're leveling up. It's like a video game, but like you're constantly reinventing yourself, and that makes a lot of people gravitate towards you and want to know more. Like, how are you always constantly changing and reinventing yourselves? Because like Scorpio is linked to death and rebirth and all that. Hold on, you guys. I get myself. I apologize, you guys. But also Scorpios are associated. They're associated with healing and great intensity and like personal change. So like this symbolism like makes the sign of Scorpio like especially compelling to others. Number four, they are emotionally deep. Now Scorpios are very, 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 very deep. Okay, deep like the still waters. And so Scorpios are often like portrayed as experiencing emotions with like exceptional intensity, which makes them like really intriguing in their relationships and in storytelling. So number five, Scorpios value loyalty. And Scorpios have a reputation for being fiercely loyal. Okay, so they're going to be fiercely loyal once trust has been earned. And so it like naturally makes people wonder how to gain a Scorpio's confidence. Okay. So hold on, you guys. Well, what's going on there? Okay, so number 6 is like Scorpio's reputation precedes them. So Scorpio is often described as like being really passionate and private and really powerful and like occasionally intimidating. And that reputation fuels endless conversations and discussions. Okay. Now the seventh one is Scorpios don't chase attention. People often like become even more interested in someone who isn't trying to impress everyone around them. Now, number 8 reason that everyone seems to be obsessed with them is the fact that Scorpio rules hidden things. And like I've said, like in traditional astrology, Scorpio is connected with secrets in psychology and like the unconscious mind. And they're associated, of course, with like uncovering the truth and bringing the truth to light. Okay. The number 9th reason that I researched and discovered is that Scorpios tend to evoke very strong reactions within people. So people rarely feel neutral about Scorpio. And I have discovered this across the board, you guys, like in my own personal life. It seems like people either love you or they hate you. Okay. I don't know. That's been my personal experience. And even the people that secretly are intimidated by my energies and all that sort of thing, they pretend to like me. And it's so fake. It's so obvious. But they do that because they're afraid of me. Because they're like, I gotta pretend to like her because I don't want to know. I don't really like her. She's got too much energy. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to make with her energy. Like, you know. Anyways, yeah. And, you know, and not only do I have an intimidating presence, like most of you Scorpios out there, you guys do too. But like I'm hyper, so like you just can't. So between the intense energies of Scorpio, like you add some hyperness onto that, and it's just like people are like, oh my gosh, she's gonna run me over. I'm afraid of her. I'm gonna pretend to like her. So yeah, yeah, like a 5'10" woman. You don't want that running over you. So anyways, so yeah. Like I was saying, like people rarely feel neutral about Scorpios. They often either admire Scorpios very deeply, okay, or find them really intimidating, and they'll generate like strong opinions about the Scorpio, okay? So like the 10th reason that I found in my research is that people seem to be obsessed with Scorpios is pop culture has amplified the mystique. Okay, such as like, for example, movies and social media, astrology creators like across YouTube and that sort of thing. Like they seem to frequently portray Scorpio as like the most dangerous, spooky, the most powerful. And yeah, and that it all is true. Okay. But I think that I think that there's just so much misinformation out there about Scorpios. I have seen it personally. I can't hide. I saw you just slip into the chat. Hello, how are you doing? Are you doing good today? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Stacy says, notice the love and hate. See it all over their face and tone. Yeah. Yes, Stacy. Yeah, definitely. Like, it's cringe to me. Like my skin wants to fold up and roll up and flee. My soul, it's like when it used to bother me when I was younger. Like someone doesn't know me, but just because like I'm standing next to them and they can feel my energies, and I'm hyper and I always have a smile on my face and that sort of thing. It's like I can totally feel and see like through their fake smiles and everything, like, oh, hi, how are you? I'm Susie Q. I'm just like, try that on someone else, okay? Because I see right through the BS there. Like the facade is just so disgusting to me, you guys. It's an icky, icky thing to meet so many fake people out there. Hi, how are you? And I'm just like, ugh. I just want to run, like literally, like, But I have learned over the years, like especially in the positions of authority that I put myself into, and I actually enjoyed it because people did actually look up to me. Um, um, I learned a lot of people skills, and when you are in a managing role, whether it's training super soldiers or you're managing 700 people below you, you actually learn really good people skills. Okay. And I sought those people skills out. And people learn to not be intimidated by me because I learned that because I am so intimidating, and not only just the way that I looked back then, and my physical stature and all that, but my energies and stuff, it was intimidating. I had to learn that, look, to make people feel at ease around me while I'm at work and doing my thing, I would just genuinely be very, let's say, very accepting of people and just introduce myself, and just say, look, I'm so and so, and welcome. And I literally made people feel comfortable. Because like it's not just a man thing; it was women too have always been intimidated by me. Because like I'm a very tall woman. I'm very muscular with a hourglass figure. Like I've always had long hair. I've always kept myself looking great. I've always looked 10, 20 years younger than my age. And, but I always treat people really good. So I learned that like when you're in a position of authority, and maybe you guys can learn from this, it's important to make people feel comfortable and at ease around you first. Okay. I never had this. I didn't let people get close to me like on an emotional basis, and I didn't get deep with people I didn't know, but just to make people feel comfortable and accepted. Okay. So yeah, and I always was investing in people around me, trying to pull them up with me. And I just made sure that right out of the gate, that anybody that was new to where I worked, it's the first time meeting me, I just, look, I'm a person just like you. Anyway, so yeah, Scorpios do get that rap though, you guys, about having that intense energy. The magnetism is real. It's like I worked at a place for like 5 years, you guys. And of course I ended up in a very authoritative role, a very elevated role. But I proved myself to this company. I worked really hard and I was very trustworthy. And everyone like really admired my work ethic and who I was as a person. So when I did actually get into the elevated role, everyone like gave me a standing ovation and everything. Like people, even women, were just really happy that I was in that position of authority over them. Because I treated people really good and I was really fair and I was just really accepting, and I helped people when they needed it. So yeah, I think that I don't remember where I was going with that, you guys. Sorry. Toodaloo. I don't know. I was going somewhere with that. I was trying to make a point, but anyways, yeah. But like, yeah, just to have someone at work that is this big energy presence, a tall woman who takes care of herself. And so, yeah, just knowing that all about me and having a healthy confidence, I carried myself with really high spiritual confidence. Okay. Shoulders back like a model. Everyone always told me I walk like a model. I'm just like, Yeah, well, I don't feel like I'm walking like a model. I feel like I'm on a mission. Okay. I can walk like I'm on a mission to accomplish something and conquer something. I'm here to conquer. Okay. I got my Viking hat on. I'm here to conquer. But everyone said, oh, you always walk like a model. And I'm like, whatever, I don't care. So it doesn't matter to me. I don't want to be a model. But yeah, you have to you learn when you're in that sort of position to make people feel comfortable. So I also researched some things, you guys, about like things that people constantly say about Scorpios. You know, like the chattering that's going on behind your back. Of course, you know it's not going on behind your back. You guys already know people are talking about you, right? So Kent High says, I don't have a big stature and they're still intimidated. Exactly. It's because your energy, your presence. Scorpios, no matter what size, you can be like 1 foot tall and people would be intimidated by you because Scorpios are like, they exude the energies from hell. No, I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? It is intense. Like Scorpios have the power of life and death. Seriously, it's intimidating. It's intense. There is no other zodiac sign that has that kind of intense power. And I'm being brutally honest with you guys. So like that intensity is just exuding out of every nook and cranny out of your body, every, you know, like from all parts of you. People feel it. People can feel your energy is like from a mile away, you guys. Like seriously. And it doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter how, if you're big or not or anything like that. But yeah, and so like when you add that Scorpio energy on top of everything else, you know, and I'm just talking about for me, it like I always made sure that I was the first one that made others feel comfortable around me, because I would work with women, sometimes a lot of women. Oh my gosh, women are the worst to work with. They're the worst to work with. They're the worst, you know, oh God. But anyways, I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore. But yeah, and I even had to make women around me feel at ease around me. Like they're like, oh, you're gonna take my job, you're gonna take my man, you're gonna run away with my dog. I'm like, relax, relax. I'm not here to steal anything. Just stay over there in your corner. No, I'm just kidding. I was really nice to them, but yeah, I put them at ease. I'm like, and they wouldn't even have to say those things. I was just like reading their mind and their thoughts. I knew, like, oh my God, seriously. I had men think I was going to take their job, and I'm like, oh my Lord, because I was so well liked and accepted where I worked, and people trusted me. And so I always had to literally go out of my way and take that an extra step to make sure everyone felt comfortable around me. But when I don't have to do that, I'm not going to do that, you guys. Like, as far as like, if I'm going into a grocery store, I'm not going to be like, oh, I need to make sure the cashier feels comfortable around me. I need to make sure that these other shoppers know. But like here on YouTube, I want everyone to feel loved and accepted, because that is who I am. But like Scorpios they're very intense, very passionate. So you guys all know that. You're Scorpios, you know, you can chime in and say, yeah, I am like that. And if you don't know yourself, it's time to learn who you are, because that's why I'm doing all this, is to help you guys learn who you really are, like, and understand yourselves a lot better. Like I tell people, astrology is just a tool to help you understand yourself at a deeper level. Okay. So anyways, oh my gosh, I got off on a tangent, but I'm trying to make sure I keep up with the chat. I haven't seen any questions thus far, but if you do have a question and you're new to my channel, I just want to say thank you for being here. If you do have a question for me, which lay it out there, lay it on me, you guys, I don't mind. Put it all in caps for me, please. I really appreciate it. It stands out, makes it so much easier for me to zero in on it and notice it. So, don't see any. Okay, so let me go. This is some of the things like that people constantly say about Scorpios. Okay, so one of the things I researched was, why are Scorpios so hard to read? Okay, and I covered that yesterday in yesterday's live. Is like, why are Scorpios so hard to read? Okay, so that's one of the questions. and comments that other people make about Scorpios, like, oh my gosh, they're so hard to read. Like, I never know what they're feeling or thinking or little, like another one is, why can't I stop thinking about that Scorpio that I just met? That is a very popular one, you guys. And you guys let me know, maybe you have some that you've encountered with others out there. Another one is, Scorpios always know when you're lying. Yeah, so you need to be very careful. Be afraid. A Scorpio never forgets anything. You'll never really get over a Scorpio. Once you meet a Scorpio, yeah, that's it. If you try to get with another sign, nah, no other sign will do once you meet a Scorpio. Now, here's another thing that people tend to say about Scorpios. A very, very common thing is Scorpios are either the sweetest person you will ever meet, or they will be your worst nightmare. And it's funny because this is exactly what I tell people. I'm like, I will be your best friend in the world, the most wonderful person you've ever met, and it's genuine. Or if you wrong me, I will be your worst nightmare. I used to say that all the time, especially when I was younger. I used to tell people I'm either going to be your best friend in the whole world or your worst nightmare. So be careful how you treat this relationship. Anyway, so yeah, and that is a very common one. Ashley, hello, Ashley Gretz. Ashley Gretz, no one can explain what fixed water is. No one can explain what fixed water is? Well, fixed water means that that sign who has a fixed water modality is going to be very stubborn. They're going to be set in their ways. They're going to be reliable, though. Very reliable, okay? You can count on them. But yeah, they're definitely going to be very, very stubborn. They're fixed, okay? So I'm not saying that they don't have an open mind or anything. They can learn to have an open mind, of course. But yeah. Fixed water is somebody that you can definitely rely on, though. And I'm surprised that you can't find people who can't explain what the modalities are. Like, you got your cardinals that are the fire starters, the first responders, the ones that get things going, okay? Then you got your mutable signs that are very adaptable. They kind of change with the energies of a room or with someone's emotions. They're kind of like a chameleon. I would say that mutable signs are like a chameleon. They change with whoever they're around. But with fixed water signs, you're going to get, whatever you see, like with a Scorpio, okay, they're fixed. Whatever you see with a Scorpio is what you get, okay? You're not going to get someone who's fake, okay? What you see is what you get with a Scorpio, and that's part of being fixed. But they will dig their heels in. Fixed signs will dig their heels in. So I hope I helped give you a better idea of what fixed water means. So, but welcome to my channel, Ashley. I could be a nightmare depending on the circumstances. Can't Hide says, I could be a nightmare depending on the circumstances. That's funny. Rob Smiley says, fixed water means stop trying to convince me to change my mind. Exactly. Yeah. But you're stubborn. You're fixed in what you believe is true, So yeah, I just sum it up and say, you're stubborn. And I'm very much like that too. Like, you can't convince me of something that I know is real. I see what I see. You can't convince me otherwise. So yeah, Ross Smiley, reliable and dependable. Exactly. Yeah. Fixed signs are very reliable and very dependable. That's yep, exactly. Can't High says, Scorpios have fire and water. Exactly. I'm glad you brought that up. They're the only zodiac sign that carries, they're the only zodiac sign that carries fire, other than the fire signs, of course. And they're definitely the only water sign that carries fire. Okay. And they get that fire from, do you guys know what? They get it from Mars. Of course. Lance says, fixed water is BOG water. We move slow. Yeah, exactly. Yep, slow and steady, but you're reliable, okay, and dependable. But you definitely take your time. That's also part of fixed water, for sure. I'm glad you guys are chiming in on this, you know, because people are coming here to learn. And so we need to give them as much information as possible. And let's see here. Rob Smiley says, if it's not broken, you don't need to fix it. Exactly. That's how I tell people. I said, if it ain't broken, don't try to fix it. Like, seriously? Nothing wrong with me. Don't try to fix me. Anyway, so yeah. It's a method to my madness, says Rob. Okay, James says, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Oh, bye, James. I'm so glad you came. I look forward to seeing you again. Have a great evening. You guys are awesome. Dave says, bye, James. Okay, so you're, okay. Rob Smiley, slow and steady wins a race. Exactly. Can't hide says, fixed water is still water, but it runs deep. Exactly. Yeah. We definitely know Scorpios are very, very deep. They're the deepest of all signs, for sure. Without a doubt, you guys. Seriously. Now, Cancer is deep. Pisces is deep, but it's a different kind of depth. And, with Scorpios, they are so deep in the still waters, okay? And they ain't moving. Those waters ain't moving. Rob Sonny says, a white friend of mine said that I move like molasses. You know what? I also believe Tauruses move like a freaking slug. I mean, oh my gosh. They're so methodical. Like, oh, I don't know what it is, but like I want what I want and I want it now type thing. But when it comes to matters of love and things that are really, really important, I definitely move very slow, for sure. Rob Smiley, let's see. Love Bug says, bye, James. Joy says, I don't get back at people. I just remove myself. Exactly. Yeah. And that's what evolved people should do, especially Scorpios. If you are evolving and maturing, you should just let Hades take care of business for you. He does a much better job. He does a perfect job of exacting revenge on your enemies. When you come in contact with Scorpio energy and it's taken away, it can make a person go crazy. Really? Is that what you've observed, Joy? That's interesting. I'm not sure if I've had people go crazy on me when I've taken my energy away from them. Oh, yeah, I have, actually. I forgot my mom. Every time I've taken, and my sister, they actually have just go bonkers when I pull back all of my Scorpio energies, pull back it all. Oh, Lord, have mercy. And I'm sure there's other people I'm not thinking about that have gone actually bananas when I pulled back my energy. Yeah. Yeah. And my mom and my sister drive me absolutely out of my mind. My dad, when I pull back my energies on him, it probably does bother him a little bit, but he doesn't go bananas. He doesn't go berserk. I mean, he's a double Gemini. He's just like, whatever, I'm off to go conquer another mountain. I'm off to go hunt another deer. You know, he's like, whatever, I know she'll be good. Yeah, he doesn't freak out on me. Ross Smiley, what's the rush? Can't hide. Oh, I love Taurus. Really? You do? Yeah, Tauruses make great friends. Definitely. Definitely. Love bugs. I love Taurus too. Oh, that's so cool. You guys love Taurus. Yeah. I need to start doing some more Taurus videos. There is a lot of Scorpio and Taurus matchups. And I really do believe that they actually can work. They're both so passionate and they're both so stubborn. Scorpios and Tauruses are very reliable and dependable and loyal and that sort of thing. There's a lot of compatibility, but we're talking about moon sign compatibility. So when I talk about Taurus and Scorpios being compatible, I'm talking about looking at both moon sign placements. So if you've got a Scorpio moon with a Taurus moon, yay! If you've got a Scorpio and Venus with a Taurus and Venus, that might work. Got to look at the Saturn placements too. But yeah. I see Joy says, not crazy, but they will regret it because of the loyalty we give to people. Yeah. Rob Smiley says, during my very first spiritual awakening, God told me to lay down my swords. Now he fights for me. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. I like that. That's definitely means that you're like evolving and transforming. That's really awesome, Rob. Joy says, I don't get back at people. I just remove myself when you come in contact with Scorpio energy and it's taken away. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I read that one already. Oh, I need to scroll down. Okay. So Rob Smiley, friends with benefits. Rob Smiley, unfortunately, my Taurus moved to Texas. Oh, okay. And Dave is just laughing. Okay. You guys. So I'm not getting the questions today, but it seems you guys like Tauruses. So yeah, maybe I should start ramping up my Taurus videos. Or I can just do like a video on the compatibility with Taurus and like in the different, like the synastry video, which I have actually, I think I finished all my slides on the synastry video that I want to do for you this coming up week. It's literally taken a lot longer to create and plan, but I definitely am going to go live and we're going to break down in a simplified terms, like how to compare your natal birth chart to somebody else's. And it's called synastry. So I'm going to teach you like on the surface level, like beginner 101 on how to take your natal birth chart and compare it to somebody else that you're interested in, and just see where you guys are actually compatible. So we're going to do that, and it's going to be beginners. And then like down the road, I'm going to do like intermediate, like we're going to go a little bit deeper on it. And then eventually I will do an advanced synastry video for you guys, and we'll go really deep on that. We'll get into like the houses and stuff like that. I don't want to throw all of that on you all at once. For a lot of you out there might literally be going like, what the heck is synastry? What in the world is a natal birth chart? Oh, whoa. Yeah, so I want to just ease you guys into it gently, and then we can go deeper. With time, I'll go a little bit deeper because I want you guys to, learn this and ease your way into it and not be like overwhelmed and be like, oh my gosh, this is too much. It'll be for beginners, okay? So yeah, I got that planned for next week, and I have a couple other videos already planned for next week that I've been working on. Yeah. And I'm going to let those be a surprise. I'm not going to tell you what they're about, but yeah, there's going to be some Scorpio videos next week, the synastry video, and I'm probably going to do a video on cancers, or Taurus. I'm not sure. Yeah. But I like to surprise myself. Sometimes I just like, if I'm not getting video requests from you guys, then I just like, boom, I'll have a vision, something like an instant download. I'm like, yeah, that's it. This is going to be good. So yeah, just let it kind of be a surprise. You guys like surprises? I like surprises. Okay, so Rob Smiley says, being obsessed with Scorpio makes perfect sense to me, is why I don't have any questions. Okay, well, there you go, Rob. Exactly. And who doesn't want to be obsessed over, like for real? Scorpios want to be obsessed over. Am I right, you guys? Yeah, like seriously. I mean, I want to be obsessed over, like in a healthy way, of course. I would love for someone to be completely obsessed with me. Because like, if you're not obsessed with somebody, then what's the point? Like, move on. Like, anyways, yeah, I think obsession's good. Like, there's a healthy obsession, and then there's like, oh my God, like stalker, spooky, scary type stuff going on. So yeah. Lance says, what signs are Scorpio obsessed by? What signs are Scorpios obsessed by? You guys want to help with that one? Let's see here. I'd say, like, okay, let me just give you like personal. I'm just gonna, you guys help out here, because I haven't had a serious relationship with every single sign. So I would say like Aries, Capricorn, Sagittarius. I wouldn't say, I mean, I had some relationships with Taurus men, but they didn't seem to be obsessed. Definitely Aries, Capricorn, Sag, Virgo, another one. I got my thinking cap on, you guys. I mean, I have got a lot of history, a lot of experience. Those are the ones off the top of my head. Now, you guys chime in and help Lance out with that, because those are the ones, the top 4 for me. What do you guys think on that? Like, what signs are Scorpio obsessed by? Those are just mine, okay? And I mean, maybe you guys have similar, you know? Stacy says, does Venus play a big part on finding your match in a love connection? Yeah, they actually do. Your moon sign is number 1, Venus and Mars, and then even Saturn is very important in that. Your sun sign and even your rising sign aren't that, those aren't as important. But yeah, your moon sign, your Venus sign, your Mars sign. Also another important one, because this is vital, you have to have communication in your relationship, right? Am I right? Okay, communication is the most, like, if you have no communication, you have no relationship. So you have to look to Mercury also. So moon sign number 1, that's the first place you look, okay? And then, of course, Venus and Mars right there. And then Mercury. And then the 5th one is Saturn. I wouldn't be concerned about your rising or your sun sign compatibility. And that's why people get so stuck on that. Like, well, I'm a Scorpio sun, so I'm going to be only compatible with like a Taurus sun or a Pisces sun or whatever. And it's like, no. You don't look there for your compatibility. You look at the places where it's going to be challenging, where you really want harmony and compatibility. You want that in your communication, which you need to look to Mercury. You want that in your attraction style, your passion, which is all about Mars, your loving relationships, Venus, and then, of course, your emotions, of course, runs the show, right? So you need to know someone's emotional style. That is the most important thing, is someone's emotional style. And, of course, the way they're going to communicate, which is Mercury. So, for example, like Scorpio moon, okay, they're really incredibly, really super, the most intense placement of all the zodiac placements, okay? That's just, it's more intense in a lot of ways than your Scorpio and sun signs are, okay? Because you're dealing with emotions here and you're dealing with your unconscious. So this is incredible. Even though it's in debilitation, it's still incredibly intense. And so you want to look at someone who has got like a Capricorn in moon, or possibly a Cancer in moon, or a Pisces in moon, something like that. Someone who is either going to be able to absorb your deep emotions, or someone who's actually going to understand them. Okay, you want someone who's definitely going to absorb or understand your emotions, your deep intensity. Now, like if you're a Scorpio sun and like you have a Gemini moon, okay, you're going to be looking at your Gemini moon. If you don't look at your Scorpio sun, look at your Gemini moon, and you have to look at the other person's moon placement. Okay, so like you're Gemini, you probably won't match really well with a Scorpio moon. Okay, there's just Gemini operates up here, okay? And they're all over the place. You don't know what version of them you're going to get from hour to hour. They're changeable, they're flighty and fickle, even with their emotions, if they even show their emotions. Their emotions are mental and intellectual. Scorpio is all about deep emotional depth at a soul level. You're not going to get that with a Gemini moon. You're just not going to get that with a Gemini moon. The Gemini moon is not going to understand the deep, intense emotions of a Cancer moon. So I would say no. Scorpio moon, Gemini moon is a no-go. That's going to be, there would have to be a lot of work. It's going to be a very challenging, very, very, very challenging matchup. Okay. So that's just an example, you guys. Okay. Just saying, like, and especially like even you want to look at your communication styles where you look at Mercury placement. So like, if you have like a Capricorn in Mercury, you don't want to be matched up with somebody who's like a Sag in Mercury. That is like, oh no, that's chaos right there. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of animosity there. That's not a good matchup. No. Okay, so yeah. Even with like a Sag moon and a Scorpio moon, not a good matchup. Maybe for friendship, okay? But I'm talking about like a soulmate connection. If you want a long-term soulmate connection, an intimate, a marriage partner, that sort of thing, then no, don't do Sag moons with Scorpio moons. That, no. That sort of thing. So yeah, I'll cover that more, you guys. When I do the synastry live video, we'll get into all of that. Yeah, we'll break it down. You guys are going to help me. Well, I know that some of you out there are really educated. Okay, so yeah. Let's see here. Rob Smiley, I would never date a Virgo. Rob Smiley, same with Aquarius. Exactly, yeah. And yeah, so like if you have a Scorpio moon with a Aquarius moon, that's another no-go. Okay. No-go for the Scorpio moon. Yeah. Joy says Leos like the spotlight, and that works for me. Okay, really? Okay, cool. Someone like me who can be on the quiet side, well, that's a plus. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so Lovebug says my sister is Libra. Moon, okay. Rob Smiley says I really only date water and fire consistently. Yeah, isn't that something? Like the people that I have actually, I would say for the most part have dated are either water or fire. I have never dated. I think I did one time. I actually did have a relationship with this was only their sun sign though, because at the time I didn't know what their moon sign was. So if I'm just basing it off like a sun sign, I did date an Aquarius, and it was the worst one. It started off great, but then it was like ended up being like the worst relationship ever, or one of the worst. But yeah, I like if I was to look at like his moon sign and stuff, I don't know what in the world back then, because that was a long time ago. But like, yeah, for like most of my relationships have been water and fire. And I say even of those, they've been mostly water. So yeah, but that doesn't really say a whole lot, because at the time I wasn't really comparing my moon sign to others' moon signs. I wish I had known like 30 years ago, like I really knew what I know now back then. I would have been like checking out everybody's chart, and I would be comparing it with mine. I'd be like, okay, your moon sign is, nope, that's not compatible with my moon sign. Your Mercury's not compatible here. And you have your things in the wrong houses. And yeah, I'd be like, no go. Nah. We are not going to make it to the second date. Matter of fact, we're not even going to have a first date. So yeah, Rob Smiley, Libra moons are too aggressive for me. Yeah. Yeah. Don't do that either. So yeah. Lance says Sun with Gemini. Oh wait, Scorpio Sun with Gemini. Wait a minute. Okay, Scorpio Sun with Gemini Sun both. Okay. Yeah, that will work. Yeah, it will work if you have the same moon signs, except for like I don't really promote two Scorpio moon signs unless they are actually evolved. Okay. Because when you get two really intense moon signs together, like Scorpio moon and Scorpio moon, oh, they can literally, now this is if they're not evolved, they can literally destroy each other or destroy themselves. Yeah. I don't normally recommend Scorpio moon with Scorpio moon, but like with most other signs, if you Taurus moon and Taurus moons, or Virgo and Virgo moons, or Libra moons with Libra moons. Yeah, I think that all those other ones could work. But I don't really promote like Scorpio moons with Scorpio moons. I see that like they both would have to be very evolved, literally, for that to work. There's too much intensity there going on. And maybe even two Taurus moons would be a little challenging just because they're both going to be really, really stubborn, really, really passionate. It could get boring, but then again, it could be the best thing ever. So it really depends on like if people are evolved or not, as a person. I mean, seriously, yeah. But just the fact that Scorpio moon is like the most intense moon sign placement, the most intense placement, period. I don't know if two moon signs, Scorpio moon signs, would work unless they are super, super evolved, like really evolved. But yeah. Let's see here. Ross Molly, I've had explosive arguments with Libra moons. Really? Okay. Yeah. Libras, man, yeah. I don't have anything really to say about them. Like, I haven't had I just don't do Libras. I don't do Libra energy. I can just see right through them right off the bat. And I don't think they're bad people. There's nothing wrong with Libras, like as a whole in general. But like personally, I don't F with Libra energy. I just don't. I don't F with Aquarius energy. I don't F with Geminis. I can. On a superficial level, like sometimes I can engage with some. I can get into some really interesting conversations with a Gemini as long as they're willing to go a little deep. And sometimes I've met some Geminis that actually are pretty fascinating and they're well diversified. So, but like, I don't know, on a romantic level, no. But I can do a friendship with Geminis. Probably because my dad and my son are Geminis. I know how to handle them. But yeah, and Geminis can be fun, but it's just like with me, I want someone who I know is going to show up like the same person. And which is Gemini, like I learned like with my dad and my son being Geminis that like I didn't know who I was going to get. I do know that my dad is a double Gemini moon sign too. So like you really didn't know what version you're going to get it. I mean, he was like extreme Gemini to the power of 2. And then my son has a Taurus moon. But still like yeah. Yeah, I could get along with my son, generally speaking, but he would get a little moody. Didn't know sometimes who I was talking to. Can't hide. War of the Roses. Yeah, War of the Roses. That's kind of like, that reminds me of like 2 Scorpio moon signs going as War of the Roses. You guys have seen that movie. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like they're trying to destroy each other. Yeah, anyways. Lance says they have Cancer moon. They have Cancer moon. I am Aquarius moon. Yeah, I see that being a train wreck, but I'm not saying it wouldn't work, you guys. I'm saying that, like, I don't promote and encourage a Cancer moon with an Aquarius moon, or a Scorpio moon with another Scorpio moon, because it's going to take a lot of work. And you know, the more you're around somebody, the more familiar you become with somebody, familiarity tends to breed resentment. And so, like, if your emotional styles and depths are not matched right, your unconscious worlds are totally not going to be matched right either. The moon placement is like the most important to me, because your unconscious and your emotions run your world, whether you realize it or not, whether you're actually self-aware of it or not, or conscious of it or not. I'm just telling you the honest truth here. Your unconscious and your emotions run your world and make your decisions, literally. So that's why the number one place you look at first is your moon signs, above all the other placements, your moon sign. Okay. And then I would definitely look at Mars and Mercury next. And then, of course, Venus. Those are the top 4 most important placements to look at. And then, you know, that's just on a superficial level. I haven't even introduced like the houses and aspects and all the other stuff into it. So Lovebug says, I'm attracted to Aries energy. Yeah, you know, Lovebugs, I'm right there with you. Aries energy is usually really good, especially if they're vibrating high. But yeah, I can do Aries energies, and I can do Capricorn energies, and I can do Scorpio energies, but they have to be an evolved Scorpio for sure. Okay, I'm looking for the questions, you guys. So if you have any questions, please put them in all caps. I appreciate it. Stacy. Hat's a good match with Gemini moon. Rob Stanley, Gemini is my past life. Okay, Gemini is your past life lover and high school sweetheart. Oh, okay. That's interesting, Rob. Joy says, okay, so Joy says, I don't get along with Libras or Geminis. I almost cried when I found out my ascending sign is Gemini. Oh, no, don't cry. Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's just, you know, that's a really good placement, though. If you're going to have Gemini in your chart, you're ascending, that's a good place to have it, as you're ascending. Don't worry about that. Yeah, seriously. No, because like my ascending sign doesn't define me. It does not take charge of how I make decisions in my life. My ascending sign literally has little to nothing to do with any of my decision making whatsoever. It doesn't. My moon sign does, for sure. When I look back at all the decisions that I have made in my life, I'm like, yep, that was a Scorpio right there. Scorpio. Yeah, all the way. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah. Now, when you're looking at like Joy, when we do the synastry live stream next week, you know, we're not going to be matching anybody up based on their ascending sign placements. We're going to be matching people up based on their moon sign compatibility, their Venus sign compatibility, their Mars and Mercury sign. Those 4 right there, most important. So don't worry about what your ascending sign is, or your sun sign even. That's not what's going to determine, you know, whether or not you're going to have a lot of challenges in your relationships or not. So love bugs. I have Gemini friends who kind to me. So you have Gemini friends that are kind to you? Well, that's good. Yeah. I mean, Geminis can be, you know, quite a hoot to be around, you know? I mean, gosh, I lived with my dad, who's a double Gemini. My son is a Gemini sun. I'm very, very, very aware of like, and my cousin also, who I was very close to growing up, was also a Gemini. So like I can actually be around Geminis, but not for a long period of time. Like after about 2 hours of being around Gemini, I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I can't do this. They've already switched who they are like 20 times. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I need you to stay one person or personality at least for 2 hours, okay? Because you're switching up on me. And yeah, so yeah, even though I understand the Gemini energy, I totally understand it. I can literally only handle and indulge myself in Gemini energy for maybe 2 hours and 3 hours tops. But, you know, I can have a fascinating conversation with a Gemini, but it's only for a short, very ephemeral amount of time. Otherwise, it's like, okay, I'm out of here. I got to go. So yeah, Stacy, what's a good match with Gemini moon? Okay, so that's a good question, Stacy. So what is a good match for a Gemini moon? Okay, so I would say possibly another Gemini moon. Definitely a Sag moon would be a good matchup. Let's say, I would say even Virgo could possibly work. A Libra moon would work and be good. And even Leo, I throw even Leo in there. Okay. Leo and Gemini, Leo moon and Gemini moons definitely could be very compatible. I wouldn't throw in any of the water signs there. I can't do it, you guys. I just can't do it. If I'm going to be true to myself and what I know about astrology, I wouldn't recommend any water signs. Let's see. The only earth sign I would recommend is a Virgo, with a Gemini moon. So yeah, I would say maybe the best matchup, the best two matchups would be a Sag moon with Gemini moon or Libra moon. Those would probably be the best. If you want to add one more, let's do the top three. Let's add the Leo moon. So yeah, that's, I mean, you know, that's going to be a lot more harmonious right there. So yeah, that was a good question. Yeah. So Lance says, my top placements are contradictory. Oh no. Ross Smiley, I've only met one Gemini in my entire life. Seems to be a shortage of them here in Michigan. Really? Hey, I'll send my dad and my son your way, okay? And my cousin. I've been around Geminis my whole entire life. I'm like, I've either been around a ton of Scorpios all my life or a ton of Geminis. That seems to be like what everyone is in my family. They're either Scorpio or they're Geminis. But yeah. Anyways, okay, Julie, and that's good to know. Well, I just hope that helps you a little bit. I will definitely be going a lot more into depth when we do the synastry video live stream next week, because it's going to be all about what and where you need to look for in your natal birth charts with another person's. I'm gonna walk you through it. Actually, like I said, I've been taking time to create slides. I'm actually going to try slides and cross our fingers. I actually can get this right, you guys. I just wanted to add another layer because a visual will help you guys. It will make a much bigger impact on you as far as like learning and remembering what I'm teaching if I have some visuals. And so it's been taking me a while to create each slide. And I hope that they'll be satisfactory, you know, like we'll see. I hope I can get it right, you guys. So, Rosalie, I don't know my ascended sign, but I got trained by ascended masters. Wow. I like that. Stacy says, my phone is glitching on texting here. Oh, okay. Joy says, yes, Gemini switched too much for me. Yeah. Seriously, yeah. I dealt with that with my son, and I love my son, you guys. Like, oh my God. He was actually a really easy child to raise. I mean, for the most part. However, it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. He's the sweet, hi, Mom. Can I do this for you, Mom? Oh, yeah, I'll go out and chop wood for you, Mom. I love you, Mom. They're the sweet Gemini, like angel version. And then by 2 o'clock, he's like, giving me the cold shoulder, like, don't touch me. Like, who are you? What's an alien doing in my house? And by the way, this is my house, Mom. It's just like, holy, no, I can't deal with that, you guys. I can't deal with that. Ooh, yeah, it's like, stay one version of yourself for at least one whole day, please. It's like, yeah, I don't know what version of my son I was going to get from hour to hour. My dad is like that too. My dad can be the most angelic, so sweet, and and then like 2 hours later, he's like a total dick. Like, what in the hell got up your ass? Like, what's going on here? Anyways, yeah, I can't deal with that. So, Raw Smiley, I didn't experience the Harvey Dent two-faced dynamic with Gemini that everyone speaks of. Well, I have. I lived with the Gemini. I lived with my dad, double Gemini. Holy moly. Yeah. I definitely got the Harvey Dent two-faced dynamic a lot. Definitely. And that was before I even did a lot of research into astrology. Wow, yeah. But that's good. You haven't seen it. But I actually did see it even in my first cousin, who I was very close to growing up. And my gosh, Geminis will chase the newest shiny thing that comes along. And so, like, I was her best friend and everything. And we spent all of our time together. And then, like, oh, somebody else new comes along that shines a little brighter than me. And all of a sudden, I don't exist in her world anymore. Like, literally don't exist. Like, you don't know what that does to a Scorpio moon. Anyway, so yeah, I can't do Geminis on like a romantic, especially Gemini moons is what I'm talking about, you guys. Gemini, if they have Gemini Mercury, Gemini moons, Gemini Venus, I'm like, no. So yeah, Ross Smiley says her personality was overly emotional. So you're talking about the Gemini sun that you had a relationship with. She was overly emotional. That's interesting. Then you'd have to look at her moon sign for that. Because remember, what rules your emotions is your moon sign, not your sun sign, you guys. Your sun sign does not rule over your emotions and your unconscious world. Only your moon sign does. And how you express anger is your Mars sign. Okay. So, like, if you want to know how someone deals with chaos and day-to-day, shit that happens, look to someone's Mars sign, because you're going to find out how they deal with it and how they express anger. So, yeah, if you've got an Aries and Mars, stay away, because they're in their home planet, okay? You're going to have a hot head times 100 if you got a Aries and Mars sign, okay? They will show and deliver their anger like, boom. You won't even have a chance to flinch, okay? So, yeah. And so, yeah, that's why Mars is very important to know when you're looking at compatibility. Is their anger style the same as yours? You look up someone's Mercury to see if their communication style is the same as yours. Can it be harmonious communication? Yeah, we'll get into all of that a lot more detailed next week, you guys. I can't wait. So Lance says, I gotta go check out my music. Oh yeah, definitely. And I gotta check that out too. So thanks for showing up here. You have been awesome. I love it when you're here. But yeah, I'm going to check out your band. I'm really excited. And again, congratulations, Lance. I am excited for you. It's going to go viral. It's going to be like #1. Okay, let me go ahead and get into my camera because it's starting to like act up. But have a good evening, Lance. Sorry, you guys. I'm having like shoes. I have to get out of all this stuff here just to get into my, oh, let's see here. Come on, open up, please. I'll probably have to jump off here anyways. Really soon, I'm gonna have to close this down. My iSpot camera is like taking its good old time. It's being very slow for some reason. Here it is. Okay. Off you go. So you don't ruin my show. Okay, awesome. We're back in business. I'll just fix my camera, you guys. It just wanted to go over there somewhere. Okay. Ross Valley, my lovers don't speak the zodiac language we speak. I believe that. Lance, you are the best. No, thank you. You are too, Lance. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Ross Smiley, I write music. Ross Smiley writes music. Love bugs, Capricorn in Mars. Seriously, you have Capricorn in Mars? That's a good placement. That means you're a slave driver. That's a good placement, especially like for making money and stuff. Yeah. I like that. Definitely a good placement for sure. Well, especially for like Cancers or Leo and Mars. That's a really good placement, love bugs. Can't hide. Libra and Mars. Awesome. Okay. That's a good placement too. Yeah, I appreciate you guys sharing your placements with me. I'm really curious. I love hearing other people's stories. Like if I was to meet any of you in person, like hypothetically speaking, like I would just let you do all the talking. But if you get two Scorpio energy people together, who's going to actually talk? Who's going to start the conversation? I'm just kidding. Actually, like I can get in. That's what I love about other Scorpios or dominant Scorpio people that have like a stellium of Scorpio, and in certain placements, like I can actually have some really deep conversations with other Scorpios. And like conversation isn't a problem. When I have a conversation with another Scorpio, whether it's a sun, moon, or whatever, like it flows. Like the conversation is like literally flows like magic. Like they're like, seriously, I'm not even just saying this to be biased, you guys. It's like, I can't have those sort of conversations with other signs, especially Sagittarius's. And yeah, I just can't. Even with Cancers, I can't even go that deep with the Cancer signs, with Cancer dominant energy. But with Scorpios, it's just like every conversation I've ever had with Scorpios is just like never ending. Like we'll just talk and talk and talk. But we're talking about really deep stuff and like really important stuff. We're not just talking about, you know, fluffy, lighthearted poop. Like we like literally get into deep stuff. And I think, you know, like if I have been with people, usually they've had a lot of Scorpio in their chart. They may not have been Scorpio sun, but there was a lot of Scorpio energy, like a lot of like in their Mars and Venus and that sort of thing. So yeah, and I just know when I'm around people, like if they have a lot of Scorpio energy. But seriously, you guys, like I have an aunt that's a Scorpio. I've dated Scorpio men. I've had Scorpio friends. My daughter is a huge, major Scorpio. Like she's a Scorpio stellium in 5 placements. She's you know, me and her can just talk and talk and talk and talk like until forever. Literally every Scorpio I've ever had a conversation with, like we just have the perfect ebb and flow, and we go deep. You know, and I can't have that with other signs. I've tried to have that with other signs. I think the only other sign that can at least be a good listener is like Aries and Capricorns. They're not as deep as a Scorpio, but at least they're interested in what I have to say, and they have their own input, and they'll at least absorb my energy and listen and be a really good listener. And Aries actually have a really good open mind. So yeah, I would say like if it comes to conversations and getting a soul bond with somebody, Scorpio is number 1. And then I would say like Aries and Capricorn. as far as like getting deep or absorbing those energies. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I'm going to have to jump off here, you guys. I have absolutely loved being online with you guys and interacting with you. Lovebug says, I'm an Aries in Midhaven with Libra. Okay, awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. That's really cool. Yeah. A lot of action there in your Midhaven. I'm going to set that Midhaven on fire. Yeah, I have Scorpio in my Midhaven. Yeah, that's going to be more of a spiritual journey for you, I'd say. You know, you've got that Mars energy going on, and that's your spiritual. Midhaven is your spiritual path. So, yeah, Scorpios. It's a perfect one for Scorpios, especially. So, yeah, Rob Smiley. I've had deep intellectual conversations with Aries and Leo besides Scorpio. Right? Yeah, yeah. I've had deep conversations with Aries too, for sure. I haven't ever dated a Leo man or Leo moon sign or Leo dominant. I just haven't. Now Leo men fall in love with me. I've had actually Leo men, like sun signs, of course, like totally fall in love with me. I don't know what it is. Leos just fall in love with me really hard, but I'm not. Yeah. The fact that they have to, the way they go about trying to get my attention, that just turned me off about the Leos that I knew, the Leo men that would fall head over heels in love with me. It was just like, get over yourself already. Like, why are you doing these ridiculous, dramatic things to try to get my attention? Like, I'm serious. These Leos did like, whoa, like, get a grip, dude. Get a grip. Okay. I was like, I see you there. You don't need to set your hair on fire to get my attention. Okay. You don't need to do anything crazy. But yeah, it kind of gives me the ick. I'm sorry. I mean, I love Leos. They're awesome. I have a ton of Leo in my chart, but I am not going to set my hair on fire to get someone's attention. Okay. Anyway, so yeah. But Leos do have a lot in common with Scorpios in some ways. It's just one of the main differences between Scorpio energy and Leo energy is the fact that Scorpios don't need attention. They know everything's all about them. Leos are like, look at me. I gotta get, it's like, yeah, they got that spotlight following them around. Boy, when a Leo wants to get your attention, the things that they will do, it might make other people just laugh and go, wow. But for Scorpio energy people, it's like, you're going a little too far here. This is nuts. So Can't High says, I teeter on charm and depth. Yeah, totally. With your placements, I can see that. But you know what? Charm, if it's genuine charm, I think genuine charm is like, I love it. I love it. Now, if it's fake charm and fake flattery, I'm like, no go, Scorpio. No, we're not doing that. But like, there is people out there that literally can pay you a compliment, but they do it in this charming way, and they're being genuine. But there's just a smooth operator, and like, yeah, not everybody who pays me a compliment is being disingenuine. I know that, but yeah, I think a little charm is attractive, you guys, because some people can do it in a genuine way. Now, I can be very charming, but I'm not going to be charming someone in a disingenuine way. Like, it's everything that I say and do is going to be like exactly what I'm feeling, or how I feel about them. It's going to be done like completely in a very genuine way. So yeah. Even though like some people might be like, oh my gosh, and it's like, no, I won't say the same things to this, like, yeah, I think a little bit of the right kind of, charm, genuine charm is nice, at the right appropriate times, of course. Joy says, yes, Leos crave a lot of attention. Yeah. I mean, there is so many great qualities about Leos and Leo men, that sort of thing. It's just that just like gives me the complete ick. Like, I have actually liked Leo men's, like initially, like I'll be like, wow, this is a really charismatic, awesome person, you know, and they got some good energy. But then if I'm not giving them the energy that they think that I should be giving them, it's like they go overboard, man, and the drama is on another level. Like I'm like, oh, and then it icks me out, and I'm like running from them, like, ee. But yeah, Can't High says only because I'm a Libra Scorpio cusper, right? Okay, but you are a first deacon, and then like if we were to look at your Vedic astrology, Can't Hide, you would be a Libra in Eastern astrology. But you weren't born in the East, right? You were born in the West. So that's why I always tell people to focus more on where they were born in the world. So if you're born in the Western region, like the United States, then you look to Western astrology. If you were born like over in the Middle East, you know, like Iran or Iraq, that, you know, that general area, then you would look to Vedic astrology, the Eastern astrology. Okay. But like in Hebrew, like in the esoteric Kabbalah Hebrew astrology that I have researched, if you want to get technical and ancient, okay, then you go 23 degrees backwards. So if you're like, which ends up being like basically, what did it end up being in days? The 23 degrees backwards ends up being, I want to get this right, so let me think here. I think it's 9 days. So like if, for instance, if you're in October, let's say, I'll give you my daughter's birthday. It's October 25th. So if I was looking at ancient Kabbalah Hebrew astrology, I would go 9 days in reverse from October 25th. And then that would be the sign you would really be. Like if you want to get really detailed, and go with ancient, esoteric Kabbalah type of astrology, then technically Can't Hide, you would be a Libra, okay, according to the Hebrew esoteric Kabbalah. Okay, so yeah, anyways, you're going to have both traits. You're going to have Libra traits and Scorpio traits, but you know what? I did a live, and I don't know if you were a part of it, but you know, Libra used to be part of Scorpio anyways. So get the best of both worlds. You know, it's a win-win situation for you. So Rob says, I back my words with my actions. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing I love about Scorpios, is the fact that they always back their words with actions. So you always know. And this is what I tell people they're like, oh, I don't know how my Scorpio man is feeling. I don't know why he's doing this. I don't know. I'm like, you just watch his actions. They will tell you everything. It's simple. Okay, if he's moving towards you and he's coming around bringing you gifts and treating you, you know, like you're something special, watch a Scorpio's actions. Scorpios aren't big on words. They're all about actions, actions. Okay, so like, I know this personally because I have been involved with Scorpio men, and I have the same sort of energy. Okay, so like, if someone starts ticking me off or I've upset a Scorpio man, then they just like, they back away. Literally, they just pull back their energies and they start going quiet. Okay, and you know, if you've done something to hurt them and they're not sure about you, they see, you know, or whatever it is. Okay, so you watch what your Scorpio does. It's not rocket science. People want to make it out to be so complicated, but all you have to do is open their eyes up and see, like, if you'll know if a Scorpio man is into you, because he will back up not only his words with his actions, he will show you with his actions. Okay. And I think that like people make Scorpios more complicated than they are. Okay. Scorpios are not a complicated sign. Scorpios are, they do everything like based on actions. So like, Rob Smiley, you're saying you back up your words, and that's so true. Like, anyways, but yeah, and I'll probably have to do another live about that too. You know, because I think that people just really overcomplicate Scorpios. Anyways, enough about that. You guys have all been awesome. I have got to jump off of here. I've got some things I've got to do. I have more videos and live videos I need to plan for next week for you guys. I can't wait. And before I jump off here, I just want to say thank you all for being here and supporting my channel. You guys are the best, and I mean that sincerely. But if you could do me one last favor, is if this resonated with you, I would appreciate you all to smash that like button before you leave. Share my videos with others, especially people that you think that would value this information or that are looking for this information. I know that when you hit that like button, it really helps my video get out there to others that are seeking out this information. And I love you guys all too much. You guys are just like rocking it out there in the chat box. And I love seeing the interaction. It just warms my heart up so much. Rob Smiley says, October Scorpions act very different from November ones. Yes, definitely they do. For sure. Because, you know, you have to take in consideration the decans. There's the first decan Scorpios, your second decan Scorpios, and your third decan Scorpios. And so you've got the added energies of like Neptune for your second decan Scorpios. You have the added energies of the moon in your third decan. Right. Yeah. And then you got the cusps, you know, and that sort of thing. So yeah, there, you know, not every Scorpio is the same. Okay. That's just, it's so, you know, it's Scorpios come in 31 flavors, like Baskin Robbins. But you know, you also have to look at the natal birth chart too. And that's why you get so many different aspects of a person, different personalities. So Rob Smiley says, my October friend Rick, whose birthday is on Halloween, okay, acts very different than me. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Because he's a first decan Scorpio. He's going to be completely different than a second decan or a third decan, like completely. Maybe not completely. He's still going to have, of course, like he's got the purest raw Scorpio energies. It's kind of like Scorpio gets watered down and convoluted when you start adding Neptune to the mix. And then in your third decans, and you water down the, you know, Mars and Pluto energies with the added influence of moon energies, you know. So yeah, totally. I know a ton of Scorpios, and you know, they all have like general traits, but then like there's definitely the variances, like extra, you know, certain things, and I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a second decan Scorpio right there. That's the Neptune right there talking. So yeah, not all Scorpios are the same, you guys, and it goes for all signs. Like you got 31 flavors of every sign because of the decans and other aspects too. So yeah, and then you got, of course, the modalities and that sort of thing. Can't hide. Bye and thank you. Oh, bye. Thank you for being here. You have been awesome. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you again. And have a good night, you guys. Ross Molly, I can't simplify any complications. Enjoy another great live. Yay. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys are fantastic. And I'm going to jump off of here. I send you guys love. And I appreciate you so much. And please be kind to yourselves, treat yourselves good. And I will see you next week. Probably, I'm going to say, I'm not going to commit yet because I haven't decided, but I think I'm going to go live on Wednesday, maybe Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. I might do 5 days of live next week. Maybe you guys won't get tired of me. Maybe it doesn't matter if you do. I'm here anyway. So you can, hopefully you'll decide to show up, and we still can learn from each other and indulge in our knowledge and just have a good time together. Yeah. Just learn more about each other, you guys. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Dave Cavity, you've been awesome. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Another great show. This is Dave Cavity says, another great show, Julianne. Please hit that like button, everyone, and see everyone soon. Bye. Bye, Dave. You have been awesome too. I was looking for you, Dave. Like I wasn't seeing a whole lot of your comments. So yeah, but I was looking for your comments. But have a good night, Dave. I will definitely see you next time. Love bugs. Bye, love bugs. Bye, Rob Smiley. You guys have a great evening, okay? Blowing you guys a kiss. Yeah. Bye-bye, you guys.